The officers that committed this offense, we don't want to say anything now since there will be an investigation. And we know our procedures. If they are found guilty, there will be punishment. And I can assure you.
The Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Agwabe Musa, has promised that the armed forces of Nigeria would punish any personnel found culpable in the Kaduna incident after the conclusion of the independent investigation ordered by President Bola Tinubu. General Musa disclosed this while fielding questions from defense correspondent at the maiden edition of Media Parley with the CDS on Friday in Abuja.
The officers that committed this offense, we don't want to say anything now since there will be an investigation. And we know our procedures. If they are found guilty, there will be punishment. And I can assure you that we're going to be transparent about it. The members of the committee, I'm sure they will not even be members of serving armed forces. So that we can have that fairness in the purpose. So let's await to do that. And we have been punishing. It's just that probably because maybe most times you don't get to know. I'm sure you know in Maiduguri we have jailed a lot of people. I have a lot of my personnel in jail. Court martials have sent them to jail. And it's open, you can go and verify. The armed forces, we do not shield offenders. You commit an offense, you go for it. And that's why you see we have that level of discipline, because anywhere they know that you commit an offense, we take action. You are going to be investigated thoroughly. If you are found guilty, you are going to be punished. You face the law. That will not hide. So punishment, we do punishment. We all know if you go to jails, all the jails, you will see military men that have been sent to jail. We do that. We don't hesitate to do those things. Issue of synergy, that one is due. All we need to do is to enhance it more. And like we said, we are dealing with machines, make mistake. The weather sometimes affects our operations that we do not have control over. And then human error, because we are human beings. So we cannot rule all these things out. But it will never be a deliberate thing for a military man to stand up and aim at a group of people and kill them. Never. It will never happen. It has never happened. We'll never do that. So I think this was just one of such...
He said the incident in Kaduna is highly regrettable. It shouldn't be. General Musa also gave the assurance that whatever the ongoing investigation reveals would determine who would be punished for the mishap, adding that the military authority would wait for the outcome.
On the issue of Nnamdi Kanu, well, the courts always have the final say. We just obey what the courts say. So if the court says this is that, we just obey. But I want to also appeal to people. There are people that have continued to sponsor these people by contributing money. And you can see that they are not only killing people outside, that they are also killing their own people. So you are giving funding somebody who is also killing you. And I think that would be foolishness. So all we appeal is people should stop supporting them, expose all those ones doing those things, especially people like Samuel Ipa. He's sitting down there in comfort. Some countries are encouraging him to do what he's doing to Nigeria. And we are here supporting him. So people must desist. We must call what is wrong, wrong. But I know that we are taking efforts to ensure that we secure the whole of Southeast, and we'll continue to do that. We regret the souls have been lost. If you see the way they have killed, these guys are not human beings. They are eating flesh. We have seen them doing cannibalization. We have seen them doing cultism and all these things. So it is nobody should ever support such kind of people. Because the more you support them, it's like growing a monster. He will come after you. It's just a matter of time. We have seen that happen over and over. So I want to appeal to everyone, never, for whatever reason, for whatever games you think, support such people. About the killing of Kachara, yes, we have a lot of human intelligence around which have confirmed that he has been killed. But we want to be able to see physically, and then before we know that official broadcast on it. But I can tell you from human intelligence, which always give us feedback when we conduct operations, they've confirmed that he has been killed. But we don't want to go there. That's why officially we don't see we have brought it out. But as soon as we clarify that there is no conflict, we are one armed forces of Nigeria, and we're going to continue to operate jointly. We have seen that we are going to also be able to harmonize more on our own operations, because we run over thousands of operations in every day. So what we need to do is also to make sure we do that. And I can tell you, most times why these especially in the north, is why operations keep on going for a very long time, and then the tendency you hear people telling you is because we are benefiting. Nobody benefits from dying. I'm losing men every day, and I have nightmares. When I close my eyes, I know that I've lost my officers, I've lost my soldiers. To go home and talk to them, the worst thing for every commander is when you want to go and explain to the families of a commander that they've lost their breadwinner. It is the worst thing that happens to a commander. So when I hear people talk as if these human, their lives don't matter, it really affects us a lot. And that's why we're appealing to Nigerians, that please consider that these troops that are sacrificing themselves are also dying. They have families, they have children that also were looking forward to seeing them, and they can never see them anymore. They have lost them forever. So I think that will do a great deal if we fine-tune how our responses to...
The city has also urged Nigerians to await the outcome of the investigation to be able to know exactly what happened, adding that the investigation would reveal a lot of facts about the area. He said that the issue of good governance was also critical to addressing insecurity, adding that political leaders have a role to play to ensure that issues that promote insecurity were not allowed in fester for too long. He also reacted to the incident in Rivers State.
We want to ask questions from South. Recently, the United States and Canada issued advisories for their citizens on travels to some locations in Nigeria, especially the South, the River State, Niger Delta, and all that, due to fears arising from alleged terrorism threats. So, are there such threats? Though I don't need to ask, are there such threats? Because we all know there's a threat in this Niger Delta and River State. Because a few days ago, there's this attack on our troops, and we lost 4 soldiers, and some expatriates were kidnapped. And since then, we've not even heard about what's going on, if there's any arrest or something. So how can Nigeria guarantee the international community of the safety of their nationals and facilities within Nigeria? That's my own concern now.
Militancy, armed robbery, cultism, these are all part of what is bringing all the challenges there. So ransom. And you are all aware, we are all Nigerians, towards Christmas period, people have become very desperate to make money. It's always a big issue. And those are part of the issues that come. And then even international are already aware that normally during, towards the end of the year, there are always these issues of wanting to do kidnap for money, looking for ransom to make money and all these things. So it's just part of it. It's nothing new, but the effort we have been making is that the armed forces have been doing so well. The crude oil production has actually increased from how it used to be. But the challenges we're having is that the communities, it seems everybody is now part of this crude oil issue now. You go to communities that are the ones protecting those bunkers. A lot of the communities do that. You go to a location, we have been to a location where for 5 kilometers, they broke a pipeline and put the pipe to somebody's house. And every day he was removing crude and selling. We are the problems. Now, if you sit down to how did this start, that's another story. But the truth, like I told you, our problem in Nigeria are man-made. If we decide that we want Nigeria to move, Nigeria will move forward. No doubt about that. So these efforts we are making will continue to do that. It's unfortunate that we lost the soldiers and we lost those vehicles. Efforts have been made to track them, to get them back. But like I told you, we have these issues of criminality and all this here and there. So that will continue to do that. Canada and US, it's the same thing. I had this. I have personals that we have lost their children in America because of what? Mass shooting. Do we say we won't go to America because they are doing mass shooting? If we are to count some of these countries that tell us that we are not safe, what goes in their own place? And it is the narrative. I can tell you some of these things are just the narrative. We make ourselves look as if we are living in a war zone. And that's what the whole world will take it that, look, this is what's going on. If you go to such countries, some of them, you dare not even step out. But they give very positive narrative about themselves, and then we accept that. So those are the issues. It's how do we manage our own narratives as a country? You've seen so many people who come and say Nigeria is finished, Nigeria is that. You cannot pray for something bad for yourself. Don't wish yourself evil. It will not go well. But we will continue to do the best we can, and I can assure you that it will continue to get better. Challenges in the northeast, in the southeast, south, yes. We are leveraging a lot on technology. The use of satellite, the use of drones and all this so that we can track, and so much has been done. You can see that the Navy and all the other troops in the northeast, including the security, the civil security companies that we're operating with, there's a lot of leverage now around so that we can stop this stealing, this theft of crude oil, which has also affected everybody. I know, in the past, we have seen situations where we arrest ships, we hand over, they are released. You arrest tankers, you hand over, they are released. So now the policy now is you catch them doing the offense, you destroy in situ. We look at the issue of the environment, but that's the only option. And because we are doing that, it has really reduced. Because now people know that for good, you lose your vessel, you lose your tanker, you lose distance generally. So it makes it, we've been having issues of, yes, reports of security men taking part of it. We're all from Nigeria. You can't rule out that. We cannot say it's not happening. But what we know is that anybody that is caught will be punished. And we'll continue to do that. We'll continue to put in those efforts. And then we want to appeal to people. Please, when you know and you see these things, report to us so that we can take action. But I can tell you we're sincere about that in ensuring that we address those issues. Engagement with the communities, that one is, like I said, is asymmetric warfare. It's people-centric. Both us and the terrorists are working towards the people. So everybody wants to win the hearts and minds of the people. And that's why we'll continue to do that. As non-kinetic efforts really, really work. Because once the people are with you, they give you all the support. And how do you do it? You go to your community, they don't have water, you provide water. They don't have medical center, you allow them access to it. You take care of all these basic things. You win their hearts. So they are ready to give you information. They are ready not to allow the terrorists use them. They are ready not to give them supplies. And that will actually bring them down. The issue of civilian JTF, like they said, where somebody went and danced and they clapped for him, somebody will go and dance and they will stone him. In the Northeast, we use civilian JTF very well because if you notice, it's a monopolar ethnic group. Most of them are Kanuris. They all know themselves. So it was easier for us to identify the good ones going after the bad ones. In other areas, because of multiplicity of ethnic groups, interest now came in. If you do this, they say, no, it's this one against this one against this one. So it may be a bit more difficult. But we have advised the state governors, if they look at it critically and sincerity without partiality, be able to look at, they can take youths and train them so that they can defend their communities, working together with the security forces. Not to go and attack another community, because that's where the problem always comes in. So that with that, we'll be able to have community policing. And once community policing is on ground, it makes protection quite very well. The incident in Kaduna will not affect our operations. Sometimes we want to strike. There is a coordinate given to you. You can't fly. Why? Because of weather. In the Northeast, it happens a lot. Even the terrorists know when to operate when they see the weather is bad. Because they know the aircraft can't go, the drone can't work. So those are the challenges we're having. And so it's not affecting our work. We'll continue to work together. Thank you very much.
Earlier, the Director of Defense Information said the maiden edition of the media Parley with the CDS played an important role in nation building with serious implication to the national security.
The role of the media in nation building cannot be overemphasized. At the fourth estate of the realm, the media has been the watchdog of the society, and this noble role has its implication to the national security. Therefore, the need to partner closely with the media is very important. It is against this backdrop that the Chief of Defense Staff consider you all as very important to interface with. As defense correspondents, you are the one that break the news to your editors, to your bureau chiefs before it goes public. Therefore, there is the need for the CDS to meet with you as critical stakeholders and share his leadership concept for the armed forces of Nigeria with you. I believe that at the appropriate time, the CDS will find time to hold a similar parley with editors, bureau chiefs, and other stakeholders in the media industry. I urge you to please take a maximum advantage of this meeting to educate the general public on the leadership style or the Chief of Defense Staff, which is people-centric. The media as a force multiplier in the effort of the armed forces of Nigeria to win the hearts and minds of the populace. Therefore, your role is critical and noble. Always strive to ensure the public support for the military and also boost the morale of our troops while executing our constitutional responsibilities.
It is therefore our role is critical and noble, also trying to ensure the public support for the military and also boost the morale of troops while executing constitutional responsibilities. The media is a force multiplier in the efforts of the armed forces of Nigeria to win the hearts and mind of the populace. Olayemi Eson for Spy TV.